Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the Scorpion Trucker. Hey, as 2023 is now history, I wanted to share with you guys two things. One thing that hurt my business in 2023 and one thing that saved my business in 2023. And I'll tell you all about it right after this. Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Scorpion Trucker. My 2023 year, to do a year in review, would pretty much be summed up pretty quickly. It was a struggle, okay? Many of you out there understand because you were struggling as well. But there were two key points, one negative point and one positive point that made the difference for me and my business last year. Point number one, I had quite a few breakdowns, mostly toward the latter part of the year. I don't have the exact numbers for you, but was probably getting close to $10,000, you know, which some of you wish you would have had a breakdown bill of $10,000. But what also goes with the breakdowns are the downtime. Now, the breakdowns were one thing, but then I also had personal obligations. It happens. You know, we have family. I've got a family. I've got a household. I've got family members battling cancer and other things that are going on that required my time. It required me to be home. Those things happen. They happen in life. Look, it's a part of life. I love how Cash says it. You know, people are more important than trucking. And that is true. So I needed to be away from the truck more than the business would have liked me to. Most of what happened was beyond my control. It wasn't like I was just sitting at home waiting for loads, that type of thing. I am a firm believer to keep rolling, even when the rates are not as good as I would like. It really boils down to the average. Weekly average, monthly average, quarterly averages. Am I hitting my numbers, my daily rate, the average? If I'm hitting that number, I'm good. And it wasn't bad, actually. It wasn't a terrible year. For me, it was more, I was doing okay, then the downtime kind of went back in the hole because of the downtime. And kind of climbed my way back out again, then back to downtime. So the lack of consistency, that's what hurt my business. But again, much of it was beyond my control. The one point that helped my business, absolutely helped my business, was my broker relationships. There's one main broker that I work with out of Scottsdale, Arizona, and they were able to keep me doing really, really well. There were two seasons. It was toward the beginning of last year and toward the fall of last year, of 2023, where things started to dry up for them. And they dried up for them, it dried up for me. And I had to, to do other things. I made a video about, when your honey hole dries up. Check that one out, looking for other things as well. Fortunately, we've got a pretty good network here at Like Trucking. Like Trucking. And we've got some really good business-minded people here, and who have contacts, who have relationships in place that I have benefited from. And we're trying to get some others involved with my contact as well, trying to get that off the ground. But that is what saved my business, the broker relationships. Now, I know there's a lot of talk out there about brokers. Believe me, I've been through bad ones as well. But I would really encourage you guys this year going forward. And I know things are changing with the click and go systems. Brokers are tough to get in contact with over email, tough to get them on the phones sometimes. Find the ones that work, the ones that really, really work well for you, people who communicate well with you, and try to build those relationships. Because in all honesty, after that last breakdown, if I didn't have this broker relationship, that probably would have been the end for me. Honestly, I was hanging on a very, very thin thread at that point. And if I hadn't had that relationship and the next load I picked up after I broke down, the one when I was in New Mexico. I got a video about that. If I didn't have that, yeah, it probably would have been a wrap for the Scorpion Trucker. But after that load, I was able to pay off a lot of debts, get the truck taken care of, and now I'm actually on my way back. I'm in Maine right now. I'm on my way back from a second one of those loads, and now I've actually got some money in the bank. So it really comes down to broker relationships. If you're working 100% spot market, yeah, you're gonna have to kind of weed through the bad ones, and that's getting to be more and more of a challenge. But in 2024, try to find one or two that you really work well with. Hey, if you run a good run for them, ask them, hey, how many of these do you have? How often do you get these loads? Do you have anything else that runs in maybe another area that you want to run in? It's asking questions. It's not really a big sales pitch. How can we work together? You guys are great. I really enjoyed working with you, John, or whatever. And then start to build that relationship. It could open a door to a relationship that could save your business. A quick wrap up of my 2023. Yeah, the downtime, the unavoidable downtime hurt my business. But the relationships with the brokers that I have saved my business. I really do hope that 2024 will be a good year for you guys, for all of us who are still hanging in here, still working. A lot of companies went out of business. A lot of owner-operators went out of business last year. But if you and I, if we're still in it, good deal. Hey, congratulations. We're still in it. I'm still in it. And I spoke with my broker there in Scottsdale. I asked him, what are things looking like for 2024 in terms of his customers, his contracts, and the contracts are solid. Now, we all know that can change, and in trucking, it probably will change. But I will continue to build relationships with brokers and try to find other opportunities. They're out there. We just have to take a little extra effort, ask a few more questions, and hopefully you'll find that 2024 turns out to be a good year. In my next video, I'm asking everybody a question, as well as myself. Are you helping the trucking industry, or are you hurting the trucking industry by the way you operate your business and your equipment? There's no middle ground. Either you're hurting the industry or you're helping the industry. Which one are you doing? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Go ahead and hit the subscribe, hit the like button, give me a thumbs up. I want to thank you again so very much for tuning in. Thank you for your support of the channel. Scorpion Trucker, out.